Now, more than ever, we need to focus on stories of strength, courage, and unity. Welcome to COVID Talks, a series dedicated to promoting positive conversations during uncertain times.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's 12th episode of COVID Talks, Positive Conversations During Uncertain Times. My name is Anthony Rapp. I'll be your host for the evening. For everyone watching us live, I want to thank you for tuning in. If you'd be so kind as to go to the bottom of this post, click the share button, and share this to your personal pages. We would appreciate it greatly. And for those of us listening on the podcast, thank you for tuning in. We truly appreciate it. Tonight, we have a great show. We have with us Teresa Cirelli from On Your Mark, and I want to apologize. The production crew, and by production crew I mean me, the production crew made an error in some of the social media posts. We listed Teresa as the executive director. She's in fact the director of development. So we want to shout out John Bellotti. John Bellotti is the executive director of On Your Mark. So thank you for all the work you're doing. And again, I apologize for that fat finger typo. So before we get into our guest, we're going to do what we always do. We're going to get into some positive headlines and see what's good and what's going on around Staten Island. First up, we have news that was just announced. So today, they announced that the 2020 Memorial Day 5K run, which is held every year here on Staten Island, will now be held virtually to ensure the safety of all involved. And more importantly, all the funds raised are going to be given to local Staten Island nonprofits. So the organizations include Staten Island University Hospital, Richmond University Medical Center, Meals on Wheels of Staten Island, Project Hospitality, Volley Heart Ambulance, and Makerspace NYC. So you can Google that, you can check that out, and you could actually register for this virtual run online. You do it from home. All the money raised will be given to Staten Island charities. It's a great way to get involved and stay safe. In other news, Staten Island High School, Notre Dame Academy, their prom was scheduled during the quarantine, but that did not stop these young ladies from having a good time. They actually hosted their junior prom virtually, thanks to one student, Ali Graziano. So there's a photo of the girls hanging out on Zoom. They got all done up, all dressed up, and even though they were at home, they turned a negative into a positive and were able to enjoy somewhat of a prom from the comfort of their own home. And last, for all of us sports fans dying to get to see some sports on TV or on the radio, wherever we may watch it, Governor Cuomo mentioned today that he thinks there's a strong possibility and he's going to push for the baseball season to begin, and he thinks it can be done without fans in the stands. So now, as exciting as that is for those of us who are interested in baseball, the reality is that I don't think the governor has any control over what MLB baseball does, but just something positive in there for those guys and gals who are waiting and dying to watch some baseball, football, basketball. There might be hope for us yet. All right, now before we get into our guest, if you're watching from your smartphone or tablet, we encourage you to cast it to your TV screen. You could watch it on your television. And if you're interested in being a guest on our show, or if you have a topic you'd like us to talk about, send us an email, info@prcision.com. We'll get to it. We'll sift through the emails. Surprisingly, we're getting a lot of emails, which we're very proud of. So thank you. One of our number one fans, Vito Canena, I'm sure he's on there. Vito comments and watches us every night, and we appreciate it, Vito. So thank you so much for being with us and for sending us some great guests. And to stay up to date on what's new and what's going on, you can follow us on Facebook at COVID Talk. Check out the website, covid-talks.com. Subscribe to the YouTube channel at COVID Talks. And again, once the live stream is done, the entire episode will be turned into a podcast, which you can download from iTunes or Spotify. So check us out there. And this coming Monday night, we invite you to tune in at 7 p.m. this coming Monday. We're going to have with us a gentleman, a good friend of mine, a great leader here on Staten Island. We're going to have Assemblyman Mike Reilly talking to us and giving us a sort of state of the borough as to what's going on, what he anticipates, and what's been happening currently in Staten Island. All right, so now, without further ado, we have Teresa waiting in the green room patiently. So I would like to introduce Teresa Cirelli, Director of Development at On Your Mark, and I'm happy to announce that we have an exclusive. We have a COVID Talks exclusive. Teresa is going to tell us about her organization, what they're doing, all the great work they're doing, but she's also going to announce live a brand new campaign that she and her team has thought of that's not only going to help the nonprofit, but it's also going to help restaurants that, as we all know, are struggling right now. So we're excited to have that announcement. And Teresa, we're going to bring you up, and we're
Hi,
there.
Anthony. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for coming on. So before we get into, the nitty gritty, let's start with the basics. I'm familiar with your organization. Your organization has done great work and does great work for so many years here on Staten Island. But tell us a little bit about your background, how you got involved in nonprofit world, and then what does On Your Mark do?
So I personally moved to Staten Island about 8 years ago now. I did it a little backwards. I grew up in Brooklyn, moved to New Jersey, realized I skipped a step and ran back to Staten Island. So I've been here for about 8 years. When I first got here, I started as a volunteer with Assemblyman Mike's office, and he's now the surrogate judge. And after working there for a couple of years, I learned a little bit about nonprofit and started with On Your Mark, and began as the director of development.
And you've been there for 5 years, is that correct?
5 years now, yeah.
Nice. Well, you're doing great work. So the organization itself has it's multifaceted. You have a lot of tentacles, a lot of things going on. Can you tell us some of the programs and some of the initiatives that you guys are
absolutely.
working on?
So On Your Mark's mission is to provide programs and services for individuals with developmental disabilities. I actually made an entire list because we have so much, I can't even remember it off the top of my head. So we have 12 group homes within our residential program, but then we also have over 30 supportive apartments. So that's where individuals live in our residence. Those are staffed 24/7, so we still have staff continuing through COVID-19 working. We also have community rehabilitation where we work one-on-one with individuals to learn different skills, recreation and family support, supportive employment, so vocational training, rehabilitation. We have tons of different sites and a couple of new programs that we just started there. LEAP is our younger individuals, and that's on the South Shore. And then Prime is our senior individuals, and that's on Victory Boulevard. And we have 6 different businesses within On Your Mark too. The On Your Mark Cafe, the On Your Mark Chocolate Shop, that one's obviously my favorite. Novelties, they actually made the shirt that I'm wearing right now. On Your Mark Vending Services, Exceptional Creations is our gift shop, and Snack Zone within the Children's Museum in Staten Island.
So tell me, I find that the most interesting part of the great work you're doing, I find is the business part. So tell us a little bit about the thought process about getting people involved hands-on in businesses that, correct me if I'm wrong, that are owned, operated, and funded by the organization, correct?
They are. So they're all under On Your
by
Mark's
themselves.
umbrella. Yeah, it's all about job creation and vocational training. So, for example, at the On Your Mark Cafe, our individuals are waiting the tables, they're taking the orders, they're bussing the tables, they're helping with food prep, they're dishwashing. And then our hope is that they're learning skills at our cafe, and then we can partner with different businesses, which we actually did with Beans and Leaves on Forest Avenue, that they would hire the individuals that are already trained to do those same skills in their places of business.
And what are the demographics and age groups of the individuals that you serve?
So our youngest in our recreation program is as low as 5 years old. And then I know we have one of our guys in our program, I think he's 84. So we are all across the age. Yeah.
So it's fair to say that a donation to On Your Mark is really touching a lot of people. It's not very specific. It's multi-generational. It's from kids to teens to adults.
Absolutely.
So really
and their families too.
That's right. Yeah. And of course, in their families. Yeah. So it's really doing something, $1 is going much further if you're going to donate it to On Your Mark than another organization, especially here on Staten Island.
Yeah,
so I know that before we make this announcement, I know that your support staff, even though the business locations, some of them are closed, right? Because of the virus.
Right.
That's not stopping you guys. You're still nonstop working, interacting with all of your people. So can you tell me how are you doing that, and what's the process?
So all of our group homes, we have 12. They are still operating 24/7. We do have around 200 staff still working hands-on. We are providing some of the other services remotely. So through iPads, FaceTime. However, sometimes we still reach out to individuals that are residing at their own with their parents too, to provide those services if that's necessary. So any way that we can help the individuals.
And about how many people? So you said 21 group homes, am I correct?
Oh no, 12.
12, I'm sorry. So about how many individuals does that encompass? Because that's a lot.
Yeah, that's about 100 individuals.
Wow.
Yeah, a little over 100.
And so your staff is still working every day. So
Yes.
are you physically present in any of these areas? Because I want to ask you, how are you
Yeah.
keeping yourself safe and obviously, the people you're serving?
So I'm not in any of the group homes. I do go to the office 1 to 2 times a week just to, support anybody that does need extra support in my role. But I have been working remotely at home.
Cool. So I think we want to. Do we want to make the announcement now? Are we ready? Or we want to go
Sure,
over
sure.
here?
Let me grab those notes next because
I was gonna say,
I was
yeah,
a little
take your
nervous
time.
about being on here. So I have pages and pages of notes.
Just the conversation. I told you it's very, very
I
simple.
know.
So
Can't see.
so while Teresa's getting her notes, a little bit of background, and just before we make the announcement, Teresa and her team was looking for a way to thank the people that we just mentioned, her support staff that is still working around the clock servicing the individuals in the group homes, but also kind of create a campaign that was twofold for them on the one hand, and also on another side of the spectrum, helping another segment of the community that needs help. And right now, as we all know, restaurants are suffering. Last night, if you were able to tune in, we had restaurateur Carmine Galtieri. He was kind of giving us a state of the borough as to what the state of the restaurants are right now. And the bottom line is a lot of restaurants are struggling. So what they did was they came up with a campaign that's going to benefit both their support staff and the restaurants. So with that, I'm going to let Teresa explain it. Tell us from the very beginning.
I found the notes.
Tell us from the beginning. How'd you get the idea? How'd you implement it? And then we're going to tell them how they can get involved.
So it was actually within our administrative staff. So our executive director, John Bellotti, our deputy executive director, Joe DeVivo, our senior directors, Jen Larson and Jason Haar, and myself, we all just kind of brainstormed an idea. How do we thank our staff that are working 24/7, putting themselves on the front lines and then going home to their families after a long shift? How do we say thank you to them and in a meaningful way that hopefully just expresses our appreciation for everything that they're doing? Right. And then also on the second hand, helps the Staten Island community that has always been so supportive of On Your Mark and everything that we're doing. So we reached out to the Carl Beanie Fund, who was immediately on board with helping us in this. We started
I'm
a GoFundMe.
biased, but they're a great organization. I'm biased.
But Massimo has been wonderful. You've been wonderful. Thank you so much for all of your help. And in partnership with the Carl Beanie Fund, we were able to select 10 restaurants, reach out to them, and issue checks to each of the 10 restaurants through the GoFundMe fundraiser, and purchase gift cards to the 10 restaurants for $1,000 worth in $25 increments. So I'm sure that was a bit of a pain in the neck from them. So I'm sorry for that. And then we've been distributing that to our staff this upcoming week. So each staff will receive two $25 gift cards for a total of $50, but to 2 different restaurants.
So let's pull it up. Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
So the brainchild became a GoFundMe page, which, if I'm not mistaken, it's already increased since I looked at it about 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, it just keeps going. It's wonderful.
It keeps going. So the goal was originally, and you could correct me if I'm wrong, get $10,000, choose 10 restaurants, help them with gift cards, support your staff with something nice by giving them an opportunity to go home and eat a nice meal at one of these restaurants. But now you've taken it a step further. Am I correct? You're looking to do a second round. We're
looking to do it a second time too. We received such a great response from all of our parents, our donors, elected officials. Everybody has been so supportive of everything that we're doing. So we quickly hit that $10,000 goal, and we didn't want to stop. So we're just continuing, and now our new goal is 20,000, and maybe we'll go for 30. Who knows?
So I just actually put up a link, and anyone watching live or anyone who's watching this later on or listening, go to that link. You can go to the GoFundMe page right now. You could do it live, and if you make a donation, we'll call you out because we'll be able to see it. So right now, the organization has $13,085 on their page. Just so you know, we're not cheating. I'm going to reload it. Let's just take a peek. Okay. So $13,085 on the page. And like I said, the link is posted in the comment section below. Please feel free to go and support and make a donation, even if it's $1. Doesn't make a difference. We're not looking to hit you up for thousands of dollars.
Any little bit helps. Thank you.
Any little bit helps. And what we'll do is we'll bring it back live. So $13.85. At the end of this, Teresa, I hope to God, even if I got to go tell my wife to go throw $100 in the bank, that it moves. All right. So one way or the other, we're going to try and make that move. So we're very, very happy about this. And now talk about what you think if it does raise the $20,000. What are we going to do? What do you want to do with it? We're going to pick 10
Well,
more
we're
restaurants.
definitely going to pick 10 new restaurants and reach out to them again, buy the same amount of gift cards, do a second round for our staff who will continue to be working through the crisis. And, we'd love to hear ideas on different restaurants too. Anybody that, you guys would recommend, anybody that's listening, if they have suggestions, please reach out.
So Vito, I know you're there, brother. Take a peek, pick a restaurant, type it in. Let us see those in the comments. And again, we will be taking questions from the comment section. So if you have a question you'd like to ask Teresa, if you have a question you're interested in learning about more of the organization or how you can help with this GoFundMe effort, feel free to put it there. What we're going to do is we'll ask Teresa one more question before we go into our COVID Talks Hero of the Day. So it's a difficult question. It's a loaded question, but I'm asking all the guests and I've gotten great responses. So the goal of this show is promote positivity. It sucks right now. It is what it is. We know, right? So we know where we stand. It's terrible in multiple levels. However, what do you feel you'll be able to take from this, both personally and from an organizational standpoint, that you're going to be able to say, we learned this, or we found that, and now we're able to come out of this mess stronger because we've done this or learned that or been able to. Do you have any experiences like that you could share?
Ooh, wow, off the top of my head, that's a tough one. But I guess personally, my husband is a police officer, so we've always.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. He's been throughout all of this too, still going to work and been exposed to everything. So we have a newer appreciation. We've always appreciated everything he's done, but me and my daughter have been home, and then as soon as he's home, it's a little different. So that's
So you basically are saying you like your husband again? Is that
a little bit.
Wives everywhere.
Thankfully, he's not watching right now, so he won't. And then spending more time with my daughter too. Like today, we made scrunchies. I can't remember the last time we sat down and did something like that together. So it's been a blessing in that way. Although it's been a really tough time too. Professionally at On Your Mark, just seeing everything that our staff has done. I mean, I've always seen everything that they do, and I could never imagine doing it. I tried to mirror one time an 8-hour shift of doing what they do. I went home and took a 3-hour nap, got up, and I was still tired. So I could not imagine.
Interrupt you, but I want to interrupt you. Can you walk us through a day? Because I don't know. Walk us through a day.
Sure.
What are the support staff?
So honestly, that's tough for me to even explain because, like I said, I only shadowed for one day, so I can't imagine a all the time kind of day. But when I got there, they were our individuals were arriving at Dayhab. They were getting off of the bus, going into their, I guess it would be more like a homeroom, so classrooms, getting ready for the day. We promote a lot of fitness and activities. There was tricycle riding, swimming. We have an indoor swimming pool, trips, and going to, we partner with Goodfellas. So they went to go make boxes for the pizza later. Actually, that was one of our 10 restaurants.
Nice. Well,
just so many different activities, and just watching everybody work in unison, and the guys and everybody was so happy. I mean, watching it was exhausting. So I couldn't imagine doing all of it. But yeah, it's a wonderful thing to watch, and it's an even better thing to be a part of. So I'm very lucky. But during all of this, watching all of that come together during a crisis is even more fascinating.
And do you have any success stories of individuals who have graduated, if that's the right term, and gone on?
Oh, of course. So we have individuals that have worked in On Your Mark businesses that have then left the On Your Mark training program to then go work, and they're paid employees. So we partnered with Stacey at Elan Hair Salon on Forest Avenue, and one of our individuals, Melissa, works there now, and she loves it. She comes in and she tells me all about her hair, and she sends me pictures, and she's so proud. So just success stories like that, it just makes me so happy.
Awesome. So today, I mean, the beauty of doing this is that since it's created by me, I have the ability to pick and choose my COVID hero of the day. So today's COVID hero of the day, we are proud to announce, is, of course, the On Your Mark organization. And even though we just listened to Teresa talk about how great it is, I'm just going to reiterate their mission statement. So the nonprofit organization is Staten Island based and provides innovative and comprehensive community-based service to people with developmental and intellectual disabilities across their lifespan. Their programs include 12 residential groups and over 30 supportive apartments, community habilitation, recreation, and family support, supportive employment, vocation training, and day habilitation. So here at COVID Talks, we salute Teresa. We salute Mr. Bellotti, the executive director, who I made a mistake of typing incorrectly, and all the staff, all the workers, and all the people out there doing great work. So we are proud to have you as tonight's COVID hero of the day.
Thank you so much.
So at this point, you and I are going to riff a little more, but I want to just take a peek at the comments. And Teresa, you could feel free to do so as well, because
I saw Richmond Republic, and they make a mean burger, so I'm all on board with that.
Absolutely. Of course, that's coming from Vito. Vito, God bless you, Vito. We love you, brother. So let's see. So maybe we could add them to. We'll add them to the list. We could see.
Definitely.
Carmine was on last night. Carmine owns Richmond Republic, so that would be a good fit. So let's say no hard hitting questions, which is good. We have Cliff Hagan. Shout out.
They took it easy on me.
Shout out to Cliff. Cliff was on our COVID Talk series last week. He did a great job telling us about where we can go and how we can maintain some sanity as far as public spaces and where we can possibly walk and be safe, etc.
I'll definitely have to watch that on YouTube.
Yeah, and he also, and now Cliff, I know you're watching, so feel free to type and correct me. But he was telling me something about owl calls. He has I don't want to call it a seminar, a walkthrough where you come. Now you can't do it, but when times are better, you go, you walk through the parks with him, and he's hooting and hollering at owls, and they holler back. Really interesting stuff. I learned a lot from having Cliff on the show. So let's see. Do we have anything else that's on here? All right. So we don't have to take any more questions. What I'd like to do to sort of close out before I thank you, because I thank you for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
You have any words of wisdom or anything about On Your Mark that you want to touch on that we didn't mention? Because again, you're
On Your Mark, definitely.
Do we have anything else we could talk about that is important? Because what's difficult on Staten Island is there are so many organizations, there are so many nonprofits, and everyone is doing the right thing, but not everyone's message gets out. So use this as a platform right now to tell us about some of the great things you're doing that we may not know about.
We actually, in this past calendar year, we opened 2 new programs. I had mentioned them a little earlier, but they're both community-based day habilitation programs. One is more based on the South Shore. It's LEAP. That's what we call it. It's our younger individuals. They're all around teenagers to early 20s and active in the community, looking for different volunteer opportunities. And then we also, right before Corona happened, we actually had to postpone our grand opening, but we opened our Prime program. So it's our seniors that are, again, active in the community, looking for different volunteer opportunities and more community-based rather than site-based. We're always looking for different nonprofits to partner with too.
And tell me more about the chocolate factory.
Oh, that's my favorite. So far for me personally, it's been 20 pounds of awesomeness, and I work right above it, so it's tough.
But that's one of the. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is that one of the newer programs? Because it's one of the most popular.
It is. I think it's been about 3 years. It started. One of the guys in our cafe was talking about it with one of our former employees who did it at home. So she brought it to the cafe and was showing them how to do it. They took an interest in it, and then it became another business. So I was like, I wish that, not every interest became a business, but this one was a really great one.
Well, like I said, I feel like, again, just from a personal standpoint, I think that is your most recognizable brand, if you will.
It has really become big.
It resonates with everyone. I know people are ordering from there for gifts for their spouses, for their kids. I mean, it's really great. Now,
we do truffles and breakup. Yeah.
Outside of onyourmark.org, which is where we want everybody to go to learn more about the great work they're doing. That's onyourmark.org. Do each of the businesses have their own websites that we can direct people to, or they could find out all the information?
So it's actually within our regular website. So if you go to onyourmark.org and click business initiatives, all of the different businesses will be there, all 6 of them. And then the ones that do have websites, you can click on those as well. And then to receive our newsletter or our updates, you can click on our website and click stay connected and sign up for all of our emails, and we can share more information with them too.
Awesome. So we just put it up. It's now on the page. Everybody take a look. All right. So I don't have a drum roll. I'm not that good. I wish I had that queued up and ready to go. But let's see if there's anyone who was on this stream that went ahead and made a donation. Hold on. We're going to do it live. So if we're disappointed, like I said, Teresa, I'm committing to $100 no matter what. So I'm going to do that.
Thank you.
I'm
Thank you
not
so
good
much.
enough to do two hands at once, but immediately hereafter, I'm going to do the $100. But let's see, $13.85. Vito, where are you? Reach in your pocket, Vito. Give us $1, will you please, Vito? $13.85. All right. So
That's still an amazing, amazing number.
still
And
is.
it was more than our initial goal. So we're just so overwhelmed with everybody helping and so appreciative, especially, like I said, of the Carl Beanie Fund. We appreciate everything that you've been doing.
Absolutely. And then there is a press release that will be sent out on the wires. I sent it out on the wires and I wanted to post it live. Teresa, it didn't work out. I'm sorry.
No,
But
that's okay.
read about the story in the advance. We encourage you once again. The link is posted in the body of this conversation. Please visit the GoFundMe page. If you can't make a donation, we understand, but do something as simple as share that GoFundMe page onto your page just to see if there's someone who's on your friend cycle that may be interested in donating. So Teresa, we appreciate you being here with us. I'm going to leave you
so
back
much.
in the green room. Stay there. Don't leave. I'll talk to you when we roll our B-roll. So we're going to pull you down for one quick second. So once again, we thank everybody for tuning in tonight. Here's where you can learn more about us at COVID Talk on Facebook. Check us out at covid-talks.com. Download the podcast if you'd be so kind. We love it when you listen in. And of course, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Interested in being a guest, you're able to just simply send us an email, info@prcision.com, and we will go through that. We'll get topics and speakers on that you're interested in seeing and learning about. And don't forget, we're very proud and very honored on Monday to have with us the great Assemblyman Mike Reilly, personal friend, but also a great community leader out there doing amazing and tremendous things. He's going to tell us what's going on and give us his interpretation of the current state of the borough. So with that, I thank you once again for tuning in. COVID Talks, positive conversations during uncertain times. Thanks for tuning in. Enjoy your weekend, everyone.